Hey everyone, Justin here. Welcome back for episode 2 of our Oakland Athletics expansion franchise here in NHL 24, being run, of course, by none other than hypothetical general manager Billy Beane, who will be applying some money puck philosophies to this Oakland Athletics franchise here on the Sir Franchises channel. We're just simming through the preseason here to see how we did, but of course we gotta take a look at this budget first. And now we're done looking at the budget. So let's see how we did in the preseason here. Let's get a glimpse at how things are going to go. I've just been declining any trade offers throughout the off season and the preseason as well, because I do just want to see how this team fares, and looking through and seeing how each trade that I'm offered would abide by or go against that Billy Beane philosophy. It's just a little too much work for the offseason and preseason right now before we actually get into things. So now let's look at how we did. I think I took a look at how I did in the preseason here. Yeah, just to get a glimpse of how this team might do in the regular season. Let's take a look at this. So we ended our last 3 games 2-1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we went, what's that, 2-4-1? Am I counting that right? Yeah, it looks like we went 2-4-1 in the preseason, if I counted that right. So not super promising, but again, I did not have high expectations for this team coming out of the expansion draft and free agency. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we went 2-4-1 in the preseason. Okay, well, not awful. Team still got to figure stuff out. So I think now I get into actually starting to sim these regular season games. But again, as I said in the last video, the record I predicted for this team in year 1 was for us to go 36, 38, and 8 with 80 points. Really looking at this lineup and looking at, here we can see our roster of players here. Nino Niederreiter is our top skater at an 84 overall. I do not believe that is going to get us very far. Trying to remember what I did here. This is one last episode of sort of director's cut style commentary where I'm adding the commentary after, and then in the videos from now on, I'll be recording the audio as I actually play. Got a little ahead of myself and wanted to record some content because I was excited to get this thing started. Now I'm kind of paying for it and giving y'all some maybe poor quality back narration. But, we're just looking through these contracts. And we should note, too, a lot of the contracts, I think all of them got inflated post-expansion draft, post-free agency, because all those deals we signed still didn't get us to the cap floor. So still what ends up happening is if your team does not meet the cap floor in franchise mode, the game inflates all of the contracts so that your team at least meets the cap floor. So just taking a look through all the contracts here, these are our skaters in the system. Taking a look at who our UFAs are going to be. These are our goaltenders in the system. And these are our goaltenders on the main roster. Sandstrom is a UFA at the end of this season, so we'll see how he does. And we've got Logan Thompson locked up for, I think, another 2 years this season and next season. Niederreiter, Zadorov, Grzelcyk, all UFAs at the end of this year. So that'll be something we have to keep an eye on for sure. So let's see what I did next here. If there's too much not a whole lot going on, I might cut some of this and make it more palatable for all of you. But I'm on the advanced day button. It looks like I might actually might have actually gotten the simming started here, and away we go. All right, let's see how this team does. And after I forgot about this. After our first game, we had our first injury. Oakland player Matt Benning injured with an injured elbow, out till October 22nd. So not too bad of an injury. But we'll have some lines to fix. As you'll see, I do go in and make all of these fixes myself. I like to make the choices and see, who the best option to sub in is. I think I got a little confused here for a second because it took me to the right defense substitution options, and Hamannik's already in the lineup, so I think, yeah, I accidentally substituted Hamanick in for Beane, and now Hamanick was in the lineup twice, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out how to fix this. I might just end up cutting this out, but yeah, this is just me putzing around, trying to figure out how to and then when I tried to take Hamanick out for Aho, it put 2 Ahos in the lineup. Oh man, what a mess. What a mess. It shouldn't even give you the option. So now Hamanick is scratched, but now Hamanick is addressed. God, what a mess. What an absolute mess. It shouldn't even give you the option to have someone in your lineup twice. That's very silly. If my videos ever blow up enough for EA to be watching, maybe fix this, EA. Maybe don't let me put a guy in my lineup twice. That might be a little something you could do for us. Unless I'm the only one making this mistake, then I'll just shut up and be more careful. So now I think I'm about to get it right. So there's Aho, who's coming in to replace Beane, and then I think, yes, we are dressing Hamanick. And there he is. Okay, so that top line chemistry at a -1, I do not like that. So let's see what I did. Went to see what our best options were. It looks like our best option with Aho in the lineup, subbing in for Beane, is to put Hamanick on the top line. Aho's now on the second line. And looks like I left Aho in that right defense position, but, you know, options are limited when you're subbing in guys for injuries. So what happened in our first game? Okay, we lost 2-1 to the Winnipeg Jets. Grzelcyk apparently scored our 1 goal in that game. And let's send this game with Anaheim. Got an overtime win against the Anaheim Ducks, 3-2. Grzelcyk with an assist in that game too, apparently, leading our team with 2 points so far through these first 2 games. Then a game against St. Louis in Oakland Arena. I got a shootout loss against St. Louis, so we got a point in the standings there. We're 1-1-1 to start off the season. I guess not a bad start for a expansion franchise. We lost some chemistry there. Wonder what's going on. Maybe some frustration with these losses. Oakland going 1-2-1 in their first 4. A 3-1 loss to the Buffalo Sabres. Jonathan Toews has taken the lead in points for us with 3 assists, 3 points. Game against Carolina took another regulation loss, 3-2. This is kind of what I was expecting for the start of this season for our Oakland Athletics here. Again, I did not have high expectations for this team coming into this season. And now that Matt Benning's available, looks like I went to sub him back in. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're bringing Benning back in for Aho. He's still healing from the injury. Maybe a risky move on my part to bring him in. I don't remember if Benning gets re-injured. Hopefully not. Looks like we have more. I don't remember if Hamanick and Giordano had a +2 on that second pair in the beginning. Might have an improvement there. 6-4 win against the LA Kings. Big offensive victory there. Toews leading us with 7 points in 6 games. Okay, another regulation loss to the San Jose Sharks, 4-3. Matt Benning has made a full recovery, did not get re-injured. That's good news. Now we're going into Florida. Let's see what we can do there. Matt Benning has been injured again with a separated shoulder. His estimated return is December 31st. That's a lengthy loss. Different injury, too. His first injury was an injured elbow. Now Matt Benning is dealing with a separated shoulder. That is just bad luck for our right defenseman on that number 1 pair, Matt Benning. Can't catch a break here since his move to Oakland. So now Sebastian Aho coming back into the lineup. Oh man, that top pair with Grzelcyk is now a -3. And now he's a -2 with Giordano. I'm always interested in how these things change and why. So, okay, figured it out. I think this is the best we can do. Yeah. So, Grzelcyk and Hamanick on that top pair with a +1. Or, oh, that was an option. Let's see if I did that. Let's see if I put Hamanick back on the second pair. Did I? Yes. Okay, I like this. I'm glad I did this. Again, I recorded these clips for these first 2 episodes like weeks ago. So I'm just now just armchair quarterbacking my own decisions here. What did I end up doing? Putzing around with this defense here. All right. So, yeah, Grizzlick and Joseph on that first pair. All right. I think I made the best decision there that I could have. And we lost to Florida with all that going on. So 2-5-1 to start us off. Not great, but again, nothing too far from what I was expecting. Connor Dewar is injured with a separated shoulder as well. Even for the minor teams, for the AHL teams, I do like to go in and actually plug our substitutions in here. So we lost Connor Dewar, and we're going to bring in Max McCormick, who, as I said in that first episode, had a pretty monster efficiency score, a lot of points in the AHL, asking for not a lot of money on his contract. So let's see if bringing McCormick into the lineup gives a little spark to Las Vegas, who I don't even know at this point if they need a spark. If I remember correctly, Las Vegas got off to a good start. I put Weissbach in. Okay, I think what I just missed myself checking, I do check the line fits for these substitutions, and it looks like I put Weissbach on that fourth line instead of McCormick. And Weissbach had a lot of points too from the last season from when I signed him, so that's fine. Big 4-1 win against the Vegas Golden Knights. Big win there. Let's see what we do against the Ottawa Senators. Another victory over Ottawa. Okay, we are climbing back to hockey 500. We're getting close. Taves still leading us in points with 11 points in 10 games. Yeah, I always like to check in every 10 games. That's usually how I do things. So just taking a look at everything, not a whole lot of like individual goal scoring going on here. But Taves is an assist machine, 9 assists in 10 games. Matthew Joseph is second in points for us, followed by Middlestat, Niederreiter, Jesper Fast, Blake Lizotte, Ryan Lomberg leading the team in goals right now with 4. Wasn't expecting that. Stefan Nason, Nick Dowd. So through 10 games, it looks like we're getting a good spread of offensive production and offensive participation across the lineup. Dadonov only 2 points in 10 games. It's an early start, but maybe was expecting a little more from him. Same from VZ. Poor Matt Benning, of course, only got to play 4 games, and now he's out until the end of the calendar year. Hamnick still with no points, but we still have time. Logan Thompson. Wow, look at both our goalies here. Okay, 3-2-1 start for Logan Thompson. 927 save percentage, 2.31 goals against average. That is as good a start as we could have asked from Logan Thompson. And even Felix Sandstrom only has 1 win in 4 games, but a .918 save percentage. That's a fantastic save percentage for a backup goalie. Maybe got to get that goals against average down a little bit, but apparently he's taking on a big shot volume and handling it as well as he can. And now taking a look at the standings, we are currently out of a playoff spot through our first 10 games. This is something I noticed too. We're a little ahead of everybody in terms of playing. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us during playoff time, but qualifying for the playoffs. But everybody plays 82, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But it's you have to take each snapshot of the standings like this with a grain of salt, because everybody else is always going to have games in hand on us. So this Oakland team can't really rest on their laurels. 2.7 goals for per game, 2.6 goals against. Really very middle of the, I was going to say middle of the road in both categories. It looks like 2.6 is actually among the lower goals against per game statistics there. So it looks like we're a fine defensive team, just got to figure out the offense a little more. San Jose leading our division 6-1-1 right now. That'll be a good California rivalry there. The Las Vegas Aviators off to a 6-3-1 start. That is good news for the AHL team. Let's see who is getting things done for us down in Las Vegas. Martin Ferk leading the way with 8 points in 10 games, followed by Dylan Sakura, also 8 points. Dakota Joshua with 7 points. Kachuk with 6 points in 10 games. Stevens with 6 points in 10 games. Zarnik with 6 in 10 games. Josh Brown, 6 assists for a defenseman in these first 10 games. Love to see it. Max Jones with 5 assists. So, even, for Las Vegas as well, lots of a good spread of offensive production throughout the lineup here. This first year with the AHL, we'll be rooting for this team, but once we build a deeper prospect pool, this will turn more into a farm system for us than an actual team we're trying to get to compete. But for now, we'll let these guys who we mostly grab from the expansion draft and free agency have their year, see how they do, and then start bringing in that youth that will hopefully get helped out by the veteran presence on this AHL squad. But for now, Linus Weissbach, who we brought in for Connor Dewar, 2 goals in 1 game already, so he's off to a good start. David Reinbacher, our number 5 overall pick, has 1 assist in 10 games played, but he's at a +4, so sounds like he's doing his job defensively. Then Jonas Johansson, a .930 save percentage, 1.86 goals against. Calvin Pickard, .928 save percentage, and even lower goals against average. Love to see this for our goaltenders. A .147 goals against average, only 2 games played, but hey, that's as great a start as we can ask for from Calvin Pickard. He's got an X factor. Calvin Pickard, 77 overall, playing in the AHL. He's got an X factor. That's fantastic. So the goalies are getting the job done in the AHL. That's good news. If one of our goalies in the NHL gets hurt and we got to bring somebody up from the AHL, good to see they're performing and building confidence with those AHL stats. So that's our check-in 10 games in. Hey, this team is performing a bit better than I thought they would be at this point. Still below Hockey 500, but you know what? This is still an early season. It's our first year of an expansion franchise where we, have a decent lineup. So, we'll see where things go. Now getting back into simming, it looks like we'll do another 10 games here. Going over to the Honda Center in Anaheim, we pick up a shootout win, a 3-2 victory for the Oakland Athletics against another California team. And Matt Grzelcyk is hurt with an injured hand. He'll be out until November 7th. So another injury to the defense. Not as long of a layup for, or a layup being laid out with an injury, we'll say, for Grzelcyk. I think you say somebody's laid up when they're hurt, right? I don't know. Grzelcyk won't be out. Let's just stick with that. Grzelcyk will not be out for as long as Matt Benning is, but we still have to bring in another defensive substitution. That means we're going to have to dip down to the minors and bring somebody up, because Sebastian Aho was our 1 scratch defenseman at the NHL level. So who did we end up bringing up here from the AHL? Who's our top defenseman in the AHL? Is it going to be Josh Brown? Who's it going to be? It is Josh Brown. Okay. Do we bring Josh Brown up? Oh no, did I go with Hunt because Grzelcyk's a left defenseman? Oh, yeah, okay. All right. I like that move. So we brought up Brad Hunt because he's a left defenseman, subbing in for Matt Grzelcyk, who will be out until November 7th. So Brad Hunt coming up to the NHL, back in the NHL for Brad Hunt. Let's see what he does for us. Let's see if I can figure out how to sub him in this time and not do what I did with Hamonic and Aho a few minutes ago. There we go. Nice. I learned what I need to do. All right. Reconfiguring our defense here. Oh, man. So what was it? Grzelcyk and Benning were our top pair, and now they're both out? Is that? Yes, that is what was happening. And apparently Grzelcyk was part of our shootout squad also. That's interesting. I might go in the next video. I think these recorded clips I have only go through the first 20 games. So when we start recording for the next little patch of the season, I might go in and fiddle with our special teams more and actually try some things, see if I can improve those lines if they need improving. And now, we got to plug in for our AHL defense. So who in the AHL is going to get a shot here while Brad Hunt is filling in for Matt Grzelcyk at the NHL level? Who do we have? Looks like Gleason. Is Gleason going to be the one we dress here? Yes, he is. I did not check the schemes. Apparently, I didn't care enough about the AHL defense to do that. That is unlike me. I do like to check the pair fits to see who the best substitutions are depending on who's out. But, Gleason had the top overall out of the 3 options, so maybe not the worst thing. Oh, another victory for Oakland. Okay, we're above Hockey 500, 6-5-1 in our first 12 games. We're having to win in shootouts and overtimes, but wins are wins. That's fine. Going to MSG against the Rangers. Dakota Joshua of Las Vegas has been injured with an MCL sprain. He'll be out till December 5th. All right, so we got to make another roster adjustment here, or lineup adjustment, I should say. So who's going to come in? Who are we dressing? Tanner Kiro. He's another one who had monster AHL stats when I picked him up in free agency from last year. So maybe he can provide even more of a boost to this lineup. We'll be putting him on the 4th line there. Seems like that's the best fit in terms of generating chemistry for this lineup. No other lineup adjustments needed. Grzelcyk is available to play in the team's next game. Quick recovery for Grzelcyk. Let's see if I put him in right away. Looks like I'm going to. I find that I usually take the risk and put guys in before they're fully healed. Oh, Pierre-Olivier Joseph got a minor injury also. Nothing that came up on the screen, but he's healing from something. All right, so we have a banged up defense here. Grzelcyk will be coming back in for Brad Hunt. Oh man, so now we got 2 hurt guys, 2 recovering guys on our top pair. Oh man. Well, we'll see what happens. 5-2 winning over the Rangers. We are 7-5-1 in our first 13 games. Oakland turning it around. This is good to see. Now we're at home against Vancouver, a division rival. A regulation loss to Vancouver. All right. Logan Thompson gaining morale. Grzelcyk gaining morale. Love to see it. Love to get that confidence and morale up. Maybe they'll play better as a result. Rejecting a trade. I don't have time for trade analysis right now, apparently. Again, in the next video, too, one of the other things I want to talk about is how I will approach trades when I do want to make them, and when what I'm gonna check out throughout the season, and what will sort of prompt me to make a trade if I feel as though a trade needs to be made. It'll typically, what I'm thinking is looking to see if there are players available who are producing at the same rate or more than another player, but cost less than that player, because again, that's what we're trying to build an economically efficient team here. But I'm only gonna do it if it's a right fit. I'm not just gonna grab anybody who happens to have more points or the same amount of points for less money. These will be acquisitions that are right for the team and not just based on stats. Thinking about line fit and scheme fit and stuff like that. So I've kind of half not been paying attention to what's been going on. Did Felix Sandstrom get hurt? I think Felix Sandstrom got hurt. All right, what am I doing? You know what? My cat just jumped on my lap while I'm narrating things here too. So I think I got a little distracted by Rosie here. Yeah, Sandstrom's hurt. All right, so we got to pull someone up from the AHL. Oh, interesting. Okay, so remember, Jonas Johansson was not fully scouted. Now he is, and pretty quickly, because he's in our own organization, so we should know. We should know what he brings to the table. So his actual overall is a 77, not an 80, which is what it was in the beginning. So if I remember right, I think I pulled Picard up to the NHL instead of Johansson here, even though Johansson's getting the starter's load in the AHL. Yes, okay. So I pulled up Calvin Picard. Calvin Picard is our backup for now until Sandstrom comes back. We'll see if I didn't catch how long Sandstrom's going to be out for, so we'll see if Picard even gets any reps in before Sandstrom comes back into the lineup here. All right. Although it looks like it's the backup's turn in the rotation, according to this. So maybe Picard starts the next game, and we'll have to dress Michael Hauser for the AHL. He'll be the AHL backup for now while Sandstrom's healing. We'll see how that goes. Calvin Picard up to the NHL level. Welcome back to the NHL, Calvin Picard. Felix Sandstrom is injured with a sprained ankle. That's what it was. Okay, he'll be out until November 18th, so not too far from now. I think that's about a week from where we are, a week and a half from where we are. 4-0 loss to the Islanders. Then we're going to Chicago from there. Oakland player Ryan Lomberg has been injured with a strained hamstring. His estimated return is November 21st. Who are we plugging in for Lomberg here? In that third line left wing opening. I feel like we're getting a lot of injuries, no? This feels like a lot of stoppages for injuries here in the simulation. Okay, so we're dressing Foodie for the first time in the season. Our available scratched forward, but let's see what I do here with the lineup. I hope I A, figured out the chemistry situation, and then B, figured out, since I'm bringing Foodie into the lineup, hopefully I at least checked his face-off score. It looked like I did here. Lizotte seems to be better at face-off, so leaving the lines alone, leaving Lizotte at center. Lizotte will be taking the face-offs for that third line. Happy I checked that there. A 2-1 victory in Chicago. Love to see it. Okay. 8-7-1 through our first 16 games, so we're like technically at 500, but we're above hockey 500. It'll be a good year for rookies. Looking forward to that draft class. We'll see where we end up in the draft order. Oh, Connor Dewar's back. Okay. He was like one of the first injuries of the season. I think we brought in Weissbach for Connor Dewar. Let's see what I did here. Weissbach has 5 points in 8 games. I'm trying to remember if I brought Dewar back into the lineup or if I left it. What did I do here? Am I checking to see if I should bring Dewar back in for someone else? Now, do I make the substitution? It looks like I do. Yeah. Okay. Well, Weissbach showed us what he can do, which is good. All right, it looks like we're moving forward, bringing Dewar back into the lineup for the Aviators there. 6-0 win over the Rangers. Very nice. Heading over to Winnipeg, Nino Niederreiter's old stomping grounds. Felix Sandstrom is available to play in the next game. Hopefully I checked here to see if Calvin Picard got any reps in. I think I did. Let's see. Picard's overall went up 1. Interesting. To a 78. Did I not check? Did I not check on Picard? Oh, Sandstrom's overall went up too. I think he was also a 70. What was he? 77 or a 78, I forget. So now I'm sending Picard back down to the minors. He is waiver eligible. Send him down. Nobody picked him up. Okay, that's good. All right. Well, apparently I did not check on Picard's stats. I think I do at some point, though, because I remember them. I don't want to spoil them. But I feel like I remember checking. Checking on the lineups here, it looks like, seeing if any other moves need to be made. Okay, okay, now I'm dressing Picard for Hauser. Picard coming back into the lineup for the AHL. Johansson still with great numbers, 924, 1.99 goals against. Love to see it. All right. Maybe I'll check on Picard's numbers later. 3-1 victory for the Athletics over the Jets. 10-7-1 in our first 18 games. What the heck is going on here? This team was not supposed to do that well. Wonder what's going on. Heading into Nashville, a team that's not doing very well. Casey Middlestat injured with a neck strain. Oh, this lineup is getting beat up. So we still have Foodie in for Lomberg there. Now we have to fill that center. Oh no, Lomberg is ready to play. So I'm thinking, I guess I just brought Lomberg back into the lineup and then threw Foodie in for Middlestat. That's what I'm thinking I did. Okay. So I brought Lomberg back in. Just do this neatly, I suppose. And then get a sub Foodie in for Middlestat. Yep. Alright. And then Foodie down to the third line. Yeah, no, let's keep him there. Good, good, good. Alright. Doing our best here. Doing our best. Ryan Lomberg available to play in the next game. Good, already saw that. Another victory over Nashville. We're 11-7-1 in our first 19. Okay. This is interesting. And playing Seattle at home. Jesper Fast is injured with a sprained ankle. What is going on? So many injuries. At least they're minor injuries. Matt Benning's really the only one who's been out for a while. And that doesn't seem to have hurt things too much. But now we gotta figure out who we're putting in for Jesper Fast. Middlestat's out. Fast is out. I think now we have to dip down to the AHL, right? We don't have anybody. We don't have any other forwards to sub in here. So who are we gonna bring up? Who is getting called up from the AHL? Who did I call up here? Let's see. Right wingers. Austin Czarnik. Austin Czarnik. The man who should not have qualified for our expansion draft gets called up to the NHL. He's the best available right winger in Las Vegas. Who knew? Who knew that was the case? That's awesome. So Austin Czarnik getting another crack at the NHL. Former New York Islander Austin Czarnik. Love my former Islanders here in this Oakland Athletics franchise. Czarnik adding some chemistry to that second line. No more chemistry than Phil Kessel will add to the second line, though, so we're bumping Phil Kessel up from the fourth line to the second line, popping Austin Czarnik in on that fourth line. Now we got to make some power play adjustments. Let's see what I did here. Oh, I don't think I put... Did I put Austin Czarnik in on the power play? No, I put Travis Hamonic in on the power play. Did I leave that? Oh, no. It looks like I'm changing it. Looks like I'm changing it. What did I do? I'm putting Austin Czarnik on the power play? Okay, I mean, it it evened out the chemistry. That's our... Okay, that was our second power play unit. Okay. And now our second four-man power play unit. I think I got to revamp these power plays a little bit. Well, in the next video, let me go in and see what the power play looks like. I got to check the power play and the penalty kill, see if we can make some improvements there. I noticed this year in NHL 24, I don't know if this is a new thing in 24, but there are roles, at least for the power play, like who's the puck carrier, who's distributing the puck, who's shooting the puck. So I kind of want to look at everyone's stats that would be relevant for those roles and try to build our power play that way and see if the chemistry works. And now we got to plug somebody in for Austin Czarnik down in the AHL. Let's see what I did here. I can see why other people... Graham Clark going to be getting a chance. Interesting. Graham Clark, I believe yesterday or a couple of days ago, I think just got traded to Minnesota. So very interesting that we shined a light on Graham Clark in this franchise mode, and now moves are being made to acquire. I think Minnesota got the rights to sign him this year because he's an RFA this summer. But Graham Clark in the lineup for our AHL Aviators, and we get a 7-4 win against the Seattle Kraken. Almost at Thanksgiving, but we are 12-7-1 in our first 20 games. I must have saved here because holy heck, what a start. I mean, not the most amazing start, but better than I was expecting. 12 wins, 8 losses for this team. Come on. Checking on the team stats. Jonathan Taves having a career resurgence. 24 points in 20 games, over a point per game. 7 goals, 17 assists, a +5, playing 22 minutes a night. Like it's 10 years ago. Absolutely awesome. Matthew Joseph also over a point per game, 5 goals, 16 assists. Nino Niederreiter, 6 goals, 13 assists. Almost at a point per game. Blake Lizotte, 3 goals, 12 assists. Jesper Fast is injured, but he's got 7 goals and 5 assists in the 20 games he did get to partake in before he went down. I think Jesper Fast is leading the team in goals, if I remember right. Phil Kessel, 5 goals, 7 assists. Love that he's still producing. Middlestat had 12 points before he went down. Dowd with 7. Nason with 7. Giordano with 7. Joseph with 6. Grizzlick with 6. Dadanov with 6. Okay, he's starting to produce. Ryan Lundberg hasn't scored a goal, although he was out hurt since he was initially leading the team in goals with 4. Jimmy Vesey with 3 points. Okay. Was expecting more out of him. Hamonic with 3 points in 20 games. Okay. Zadorov with a point. Brad Hunt only played 1 game, no points. Matt Benning still hurt. What's going on with our goalies? Logan Thompson still killing it. .933 save percentage, 2.11 goals against average. A great start for Logan Thompson. Sandstrom has a good save percentage. Would like to see that goals against average come down a little bit. But again, given where I thought this team was going to finish, and it's still early, things can still fall apart. Things can also get better. But I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm seeing, all things considered. Okay. Calvin Pickard in his one start had 33 saves on 34 shots against, only let 1 goal past him. That's a small sample size, but it's actually tempting me to bring up Pickard as our backup as opposed to Felix Sandstrom, but I don't know. Maybe we'll run the 3 goalies, although that means I gotta send somebody down, I think. But yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe at some point, if I don't know, if Sandstrom's goals against average keeps going up, I might experiment and bring Pickard up as our backup and see if he does any better. Now checking at the AHL stats here. Okay. Did I check on Las Vegas's record? Let's see if I check the records here. Just check player stats. Do I check team stats here? Looks like I do. We are leading our division. Again, have to take this with a grain of salt. We're behind in points percentage. We're second place in points percentage, but first place in points. But again, we've played 2 more games than Vancouver, Vegas, and San Jose. So they are all right up on us. Las Vegas Aviators, 28 points in 20 games, a 70 point percentage there. Great start for the Las Vegas Aviators. Definitely, actually, I was expecting the Aviators to do well. They're kind of right where I was thinking they would be. Hopefully that holds up. Maybe we'll get a Calder Cup before we really turn our AHL team into a farm system here. Now what am I doing? Did I go back and check? Oh, I think I'm checking rookie stats here. Okay, so Sandstrom is our rookie goalie. We have no rookie skaters on the ice. I always like to keep an eye on the rookies, see what's going on there. And what do I do here? All right, we're looking at the entire league now. Connor Bedard, of course, on the Philadelphia Flyers in this franchise mode, has 15 points, leading all rookies, followed by Jaden Grant, Luke Evangelista on Nashville, Cole Kopke, Gabriel Fortier. Don't know if y'all just heard my cats hissing in the background. They are hungry, and when they get hungry, they sometimes get into little spats. But that's okay. They'll eat soon. 4:30 is their dinner time. It's only 4 o'clock now. So those are the rookies in the NHL. Gotta check on my team too. My real life team, the Islanders. Matt Barzal, 30 points in 18 games. Love to see it. Brock Nelson, Bo Horvat, Ryan Pulock, Josh Bailey. In in this alternate universe, Josh Bailey did not get. I forget if he was bought out or released and then had a PTO with somebody. Oh no, we traded him to Chicago as part of that, right? Was he part of the deal that that ended up getting us Romanov, and then I think like Montreal got our first round pick? There was some weird thing at the beginning of last year's draft, or no, the draft with not the 23 draft, the 22 draft, or was that, when did we? I think I'm mixing my years up here. I don't know. Any Islanders fans listening, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being a poor Islanders historian in this moment. But what I was going to say is in this universe, in this franchise mode, Josh Bailey is still with the New York Islanders, and he's producing. We love to see that for Josh. All right. It looks like I got another like minute and 20 seconds on this clip here. Oh, I think now I'm going to look at franchise records. Okay. I don't want to see the Ducks. I want to see what's going on in Oakland. All right. So Jonathan Toews, this is career stats, career records for the Oakland A's. So anything is just, it's going to be from this season. Toews leading in points and assists. Jesper Fast leading in goals. Mark Giordano leading in penalty minutes. Logan Thompson has 1 shutout and 9 wins this year, setting the tone for the Oakland Athletics record book. What's going on in a season? Same stuff. Nothing new. These are fun to track as the years go on. I'd imagine as we hopefully produce and find goal scorers that some of these will go up over time. And no rookie stats to speak of. Now we're looking at the goal saves, assists, points, and goals. Yeah, and that's just about everything I recorded. So all right, thanks for hanging in, everybody. We got through the first 20 games of the season. Your Oakland Athletics are 12-7-1, 8-2 in their last 10 games. We are on a tear right now. We'll see if we can keep it up. So next video, before I jump into simming more games, I do want to check on our power play, our penalty kill, see if I can make any tweaks to those, get some more chemistry there. I also just want to talk through and flesh out more this Billy Beane philosophy. What am I going to be doing when it comes to making trades? What kind of trades am I going to be looking to make? What's going to influence me to make a trade or not? When am I going to start looking at those kinds of things? Going to get into all of that and maybe give some examples at the beginning of the next video. But this is the end of episode 2. Hope y'all have been enjoying this series so far. I hope what I'm doing is coming across, what I'm trying to accomplish here, philosophically speaking, in this series. It'll probably come through more at the beginning of next episode. But until then, thanks for hanging in while I get things straightened out and get things rolling here in my first video series here on YouTube. Again, this is Justin here at SIR Franchises. The SIR in SIR is for self-imposed rules. If you've been liking this, please give me a like. Please throw me a subscription. It'll really help out getting started here. We'll see where we can take things here. Leave a comment too. Tell me what you like. Tell me what else you'd like to see. Tell me what your thoughts are about why this Oakland Athletics team might be doing so well. I know a lot of you out there who are watching this probably play NHL 24 and maybe have some insight in as to why this team is performing above expectations, I would say. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.